There, let's see if that makes a difference out there, folks. Sorry about that. So we are back here now to some, was able to get things going live. Joining us just now, that's my mistake here, is I wasn't ready quite yet for the broadcast season. So we'll get some things, the bugs worked out as we get rolling here. WLA pushed across 1 run in the first inning. There's a base hit possibly here for Evan Sauer over to the second baseman. Gets there in time. Sauer, the number 3 hitter.
Second for the third out. In the inning for the Warriors, no runs, no hits, nobody left. After 1-0 WLA. 13 pitches for Cole. 13.
13 for Cole on the pitch count. In that first inning, once again, the Waupun Warriors, here the home team, trailing to the WLA Vikings 1-0, as it was Alex Mookie, who scored first run after getting on by a base on balls. Ethan Cole hit a single, drove him over to second. He made it all the way over to third. Number 3 hitter was Luke Gillespie. He ended up putting down a nice bunt and moving the runners over to load the bases. And then a pass ball was able to get Mookie in. Jeff's live stream on YouTube. Yep. And unfortunately, I wasn't broadcasting live the first inning, so now we are.
Baseball fans, if you know somebody that can't be at the park today, he's got not quite as many cameras as he usually does, but you can go to Jeff's live streams on YouTube and watch and or listen to the game. Jeff's live streams on YouTube.
And thanks, Scotty, for making the announcement. So I'm hoping we get those fans out there. Volbright up to bat here for the Vikings. Good pitch breaking ball there by Evan Sauer. Again, I think I only saw him pitch one time last year, if I remember correctly. He just didn't. He was behind the plate like 90% of the time. Ground ball picked up there, fired over across the field. Nice play there by White to get the out. Noah Schumacher up to bat next for the Vikings. Alex Mookie, top of the order, will be up, or is on deck. Again, nice play there by White. Normally, again, I always try and get that instant replay, but I don't have everything situated and working correctly yet, so got to get myself into live streaming mode once again. Had a couple of weeks off from the basketball season ending up as we were following the Waupun Lady Warriors make it all the way to their state title. Followed that one off ahead 0-2. Sauer working very quick here. Wants to get this thing rolling now. Maybe he's got himself into a groove, feeling it. Quickly firing up 0-2. Against the number 9 hitter. Ooh, that breaking ball just didn't quite break enough. You see it starting to dance right at the brown, but didn't come across. Makes the count 1-2 with 1 out. There's a nice drop and breaking ball right there for the strikeout. For the second out. Brings up the top of the order, Alex Mookie. Oh, congratulations. Nice breaking ball there again by Sauer. Really has a groove going now. He's already got 3 strikeouts so far. That one slips a little bit, makes it 1-1. Keeping the hitter honest. Fouls that one off. Deuces wild. Got him swinging. That ball squirts away from the catcher. Picks it up, fires. Not in time as Mookie's able to beat it out, so you got a strikeout. But then. Oh.
For the Vikings, no runs, no hits, nobody left after 1.5, 1-0.
I guess I looked away too soon. I thought that he was there easy, but he got the throw down by the catcher.
12 pitches for Sauer, 35 for 2.
12 for Sauer. 35 after 2. That's pretty good so far for Ethan Sauer. 23 pitches in that first inning. After 1.5 here from the Gus in Waupun, your score is 1-0. The WLA Vikings with a lead over the Waupun Warriors. We'll be back here for the bottom of the second inning. You're listening to Jeff Sauer here on Jeff's live stream here on YouTube. We'll be back. Welcome back here to the bottom of the second inning. Waupun Warriors are trailing 1-0. Big cut there by Jake Krieger. Brings the count to 1-1. Krieger, the number 4 hitter. Cole with the delivery. Another nice breaking ball there. Krieger swings up over the top. Brings the count to 1-2. Fouls that one off down the first base side. Misses on the outside as that's inside that batter's box over on the left-hand side. Makes the count 2-2 for Krieger. Here's the next pitch. Good fastball there, but down low from the lefty. Full count. Good job there by Krieger to battle his way back into this one. Strike 3 swing, and Krieger had it. Looked like he had it lined up. Goes down swinging for the first out. Brings up number 23, Dane Stelsel, for the Waupun Warriors. Hit that one hard over to the third baseman. Bobbled there. Dane's got to see if he can get down the line in a hurry. And a good recovery there by the third baseman to get to the out. Hit hard. Stelsel was all over that. Brings up number 2, the shortstop, Brady White. Hunter Camp, the catcher, on deck. Good pitch there again by Cole. Breaking ball for a strike. That one's in the dirt. Brings the count to 1-1. Strike there again by Brady White. 1-2 is the count now with 2 down here for the Warriors, trailing 1-0 over WLA. And goes down looking on the outside. Catcher does a nice job picking up and get the tag for the third out.
Warriors, no runs, no hits, nobody left. After 2, 1-0, WLA. 12 pitches for Cole, 25 through 2.
25 pitches there for Cole, just where he wants to be. Go back to the first inning for the Waupun Warriors. Evan Sauer struggled a little bit, had to double up that with 23 pitches, but then came back nicely in that second inning to only come back firing 12. After 2 innings here, the Waupun Warriors are trailing the WLA Vikings 1-0 here from the Gus and Waupun. We'll be back here for the second inning, see if I can get some more of my little toys hooked up here. It's early in the season here, so I apologize. I don't have all those camera views that I normally would have set up, but we're going to continue to work on that. Was thinking about doing that tomorrow, but I don't think I have enough snow equipment to make sure that I can actually get around the ball diamond from what I'm hearing, so we'll find out if that'll be the case. We'll be back here on Jeff's live stream. You're listening to Jeff Sauer from Waupun. Welcome back here to the Gus as we are at the top of the third inning already. Didn't see what happened there, so I'll pop over to Game Changer, see if I can figure out what happened on the... 1-1 is the count here to the number 3 hitter, I believe that is. Gillespie. Cole drew the walk. That one's in fair territory, then trickles foul. Cole reaches on a base on balls, has a runner over at first. Gillespie now down 1-2 in the count. Ethan Sauer on the mound for the Waupun Warriors. Evan, sorry, I said why did I say Ethan? I wonder. I don't know. I don't even know an Ethan. Still trying to get everything all situated, get the bugs worked out here in the early part of the season. Fouls that one off at the end. It's Gillespie, still 2-2. Drilled up the center, going to be picked up there. White has a chance to turn 2. Steps on it himself, fires it hard. Takes the first out, but fires that one. Good backup over there by the catcher for the Waupun Warriors, Hunter Camp.
Choice for the first out brings up first baseman Ethan Peterson.
Good job there by Hunter to get that one on that throw, and a good play actually by Bryant White there for at the shortstop position to grab it, turn around, and step on the base. Just lost his position there a little bit as he spun around and fired it, but hustling down the line was Camp. Breaking ball hangs just a little bit here for number 13, Ethan Peterson. Peterson struck out his first time at bat. Nice pitch there by Evan Sauer to get to the strike. 1-1. Right up the middle again. Here's a chance for White to turn this one, make up for the other one. Turns it, fires again. Nice play there by the first baseman, Jake Krieger, to reach up there, stretch, pull that thing down. White fired it. Good job that you've got to be over 6 foot over there at first base for Jake Krieger to turn the double play. So White picks up the second opportunity to get the double play and spins it. Now while we got a chance here, I'm going to see if I can set up my instant replay. It was all set up, so I could have actually hit that button. So I'll see if I can bring that in the next inning as we get ready for the bottom of the third inning. Waupun Warriors are trailing the WLA Vikings 1-0. We'll be back here shortly. Welcome back here to the Gus. You're listening to Jeff Sauer here on Jeff's live stream. Nice bunt laid down there. He's trying to get down the line in a hurry. Safe. Good job there. It was a close play as Hunter Camp hustles down the line and gets the first base hit for the Waupun Warriors. Infield single, I guess is what you're going to call that. Close play. I should have saw if I had my instant replay set up here correctly. Got to change my buttons all around. I haven't fixed all of that stuff from doing the senior class hockey tournament. Fouls that one off. So Waupun now with a runner over on first base. Seeing if they can get this thing even with Ethan Cunningham up to bat. Cunningham tried to go for the bunt. It's a strike, but because he was blocking really well, it ends up being missed by the catcher, and that gives Camp a chance to move over to second on a stolen base. Well, wild pitch, I guess. Pass ball. Pass ball. 0-2 is the count. Runner now in scoring position for the Waupun Warriors. Nobody there covering. Hits that one up the gap. Second baseman goes to field it. That's going to advance the runner over to third. Nice play there, moving it over onto the right side of the field. Does his job. Ends up getting the moving the runner over to third base. So it was a good hit, too, over towards the second baseman. Second baseman did not have much of a choice, had to go over there. Conrad Davis up to bat here for the Waupun Warriors with an opportunity here to tie the game. They're thinking bunt as they've got players on they're not holding the runner, and they also got him on the grass. So in tight, that's going to be just a little bit outside. Good smoke here, fire from the pitcher Cole for WLA. Good cut there by Davis. Pulled his head just a little bit. Went over the top. Again, nice cut, but just missing. Oh, caught him inside looking. He was looking for the pitch right away, way up high. Got him swinging at that. Goes for the second out. Strikeout swinging brings up the top of the order, Bryant Ferris. Fouls that one out of play. 1-1 is the count. That one's in the dirt, goes swinging for the strike. Ended up chasing. Fouls that one off. Continuing to battle up there, Ferris. 1-2 with 2 outs. The Warriors got a runner over at third base. They need to see if they can push this thing across. Right on the outside. Brings it to 2-2. with 2 outs. Deuces Wild up on the board. Warriors trying to get the equalizer here. Ferris has a chance to push that run across over at third. They did a good job of getting the runner there. Now they need to execute and finish. Here's the pitch. Nice breaking ball. Ooh, just hangs on that outside edge. Brings it to a full count. Cole not happy with that call. Three, two outs. Here's the pitch. Right down the middle this time. Gets him looking and gets the strikeout. No runs on one hit. No hits. One hit for the Warriors. And they leave the runner stranded over at third to make the score still 1-0. WLA Vikings over the Waupun Warriors. We're going to get into the swing of things here eventually, folks, as I continue to play around with things. I keep getting myself distracted and making some goof calls here, but we'll keep practicing. We'll get into it. We'll be back here for the top of the fourth from the Gus here in Waupun. Welcome back here to the Gus as we get ready here for the top of the fourth inning. Number 27, Jack Karst up to bat. 1-2 is the count. Karst reached on a base on balls. Oh, a nice breaking pitch there. Just must have been a low or missing to the inside, but ends up bringing the count to 2-2. That one's going to hop. Knocked down there by Hunter Camp. Derek handed us, Coach Stanky gave us left a roster up here so I can check on some of these players since I haven't seen many of them. Again, Camp is a junior. That's going to squirt off to the side. He's going to go pick it up. Karst is going to challenge him a little bit, and then he's going to end it right there. Karst is going to reach on the base on balls. Brings up number 8, Sam Lair. Courtesy runner in for the catcher. Lair struck out his first time up at bat. Official time as we get the catcher set. Evan Sauer now ready to pitch. Fires that one from the stretch. In there for a strike. 0-1 is the count. Nobody out here in the top of the fourth. Evan Sauer likes to nibble down low. He's been doing a nice job there, keeping it right down there at the knees. Nice pitch again on that breaking ball. Ooh, they're going to call it a balk. So that's going to allow the runner to advance on the balk. Evan asked for some clarification, was able to get it from the base umpire. So it goes down as no pitch. Keeps the count at 1-1. Good pitch there again by Sauer. Fires that one on the inside of the plate. Brings the count to 1-2. Warriors trailing 1-0 here. Nice breaking ball. Ooh, hung just a little bit maybe. 2-2 is the count. Don't have a direct view. Well, pretty close, but not quite directly behind home plate. Always try and keep the camera a little bit off center, so you kind of have a good idea where it's at, but nice pitch there again. We're not here to question the umpires. We appreciate them taking all their time. Everybody knows there's a shortage of umpires in the state of Wisconsin. All sports, but I heard especially that baseball is really one of those that is struggling to get officials to come out and be willing to spend their afternoons, especially when it's, well, it says it warmed up 42 degrees on my computer, but it doesn't feel any warmer right now. Slight breeze. Oops. Slips out of the hand. Makes it a full count. WLA making this look like exactly what they did in the first inning here. They've got that runner over at second base with nobody out. Good pitch there to get the strikeout and the out for the first out of the inning. Brings up Jacob Tyson, the second baseman for WLA. Hit into a fielder's choice the last time he had a hit up to bat. Drew the walk, then got the fielder's choice. That's hit hard over the head of the shortstop. That's probably going to score a run. Gets to the outfield, picked up there, comes turns. And WLA is going to score their second run on that hit. Back to live action. Ooh, that's going to go over the top of the head of the catcher. It's going to give Tyson a chance to get over to second base after the single. The Waupun Warriors now trailing the WLA Vikings 2-0. Coach Stanky is going to come out and have a conversation with Evan Sauer, see how things are going. Early on in the season, you certainly don't want to burn up any arms, so you're certainly going to check and see. There's a little bit of a concern by seeing that pitch thrown right there. especially trailing 2-0. Warriors in their first game were able to push 5 runs across. Unfortunately, they gave up 6 to the Freedom Irish. Coach Stanky makes it back to the dugout. A little bit outside, brings the count to 2-0 with 1 down. Runner in scoring position again for the Vikings. The breaking ball didn't break. 3-0 is the count. Here's the pitch. Low knocked down there by Kemp, but that's going to put a runner over on first base. That's going to do it looks like, here for Sauer. Coach Stanky's going to save his arm here for a little bit. Turn the ball over. See where he's going to rotate him to. Again, they can't have much feeling in their hand out there at 42 degrees to feel that ball. I know you can see a little bit of disappointment there on Evan's face, but I don't think he should be too disappointed there. I mean, he was able to get through 3 innings. Still have to build up that stamina with the arms, so we'll be back here as we get ready for the pitching changes. Who came in? Conrad Davis, that's what I thought. Came all the way back from center field. We'll be back here after Conrad Davis gets warmed up. Here from the Gus in Waupun, you're listening to Jeff Sauer here on Jeff's live stream. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast so far. First pitch swinging. Schumacher drills a double over to the right field, over the right fielder's head. Couldn't get there in time and scores another run. Runner over at second base. For the WLA Vikings is Schumacher, who just drilled that double. Scored the 3rd run for the Vikings. And the Warriors now trail 3-0 to the WLA Vikings. Davis, lefty, fires that one. In foul territory. Dade Stelso goes after it, misses it. So a little error over there. It's not going to count as an error because it was a foul territory. So, but the Warriors and all baseball fans know out there that you can't hurt yourselves like that. There's one going to be hit in the gap between short and third. Scores another run for WLA and puts runners at the corners for the Vikings.
Picks up an RBI with a base hit. Brings up the pitcher, Ethan Cole. Gillespie on deck.
Conrad Davis comes in. He's throwing strikes, but they're hitting him also. That's a nice move over there by Davis to fire it over to first base early in the season like this. Looks like taking a look out at the flag here. The wind has switched a little bit, coming more now out of the south. Two 0 is the count here to Ethan Cole, who still is the pitcher of record for their WLA. Talking with Scotty Van Galen earlier, this is the first time that WLA has had a chance to get out here on the outside to see what it's like. Obviously, the Warriors with their artificial grass. The green really looks nice out there. It's kind of deceiving when you're taking a look at it on the camera, but then you flash out to the outfield and you can see everything the brown. Can't even see the players out here off of the camera. Davis ready to fire. Gets a strike there, makes it 3-1 with one out. Here's the pitch. Hammer over to second. Here's a chance to turn two. Get out of this inning. And a good turn there by the Waupun Warriors.
Cole rounds into the 4-6-3 double play to retire the side. In the inning, the Vikings pick up 3 runs on 3 hits. They strand one after 3.5, 4-0.
3 runs on 3 hits. Strand one on the nice turn on that double play for the Waupun Warriors to help Conrad Davis get out of the inning, but not before the Warriors end up giving up 3 runs. Here in the top of the 4th inning, the Waupun Warriors trailing 4-0. We'll be back here for the bottom of the 4th from the Gus in Waupun. Welcome back here to the Gus. Nice hit up the middle there for Mason Holtz. Gets a single. And tries to get the Warriors on track here to score their first run here in tonight's contest. Right up the middle for Holtz. That one hops out of the glove. Holtz is going to get over to second base now. 2-0, I believe, is the count. 1-1, I thought I heard from the umpire. 2-0, okay. 2-0 is the count. That one might be a bloop enough. Nope, good job there by the shortstop to track it down. Get the out.
Sauer lines to shortstop for the first out, brings up first baseman Jake Krieger. Stelzel on deck.
Holtz held there at second base, brings up number 9, Jake Krieger. Krieger struck out his first at bat. Right on the outside edge for strike 1. Nice job laying back on that one. It ends up following up, goes over the top of it. For the first baseman for the Waupun Warriors, bat number 4. Up to bat next for the Warriors is going to be number 23, Dane Stelsel. That's outside. Holtz doing everything he can to cause a distraction out there for the try to get the 0 off the scoreboard for the Waupun Warriors. 0-2 is the count, 1 out. That's kind of, no, 0-2 is 1 and 2. Sorry about that. That's inside 2-2. Here comes the next pitch in. Good job protecting out there by Krieger, slapping at that one as it looked like that breaking ball might come across the outside edge. Slaps at it to protect. Two, 1 out. Mason Holtz sitting over there at second base for the Waupun Warriors. Jake Krieger up to bat. Ethan Coles, the pitcher, fires high. Full count. Here's a chance for the Warriors. You know he's going to be coming with a strike. Hits that, line drive right into the glove of the pitcher. Pitcher almost threw it into the outfield, but a good recovery there by the shortstop to get the out and end the inning for the Waupun Warriors. Again, you can see on the instant replay, Waupun had a chance there, but a good play again by the pitcher, Ethan Cole, to get the out and get the double play to end the inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on for the Waupun Warriors in the bottom of the 4th. After 4 innings, the score 4-0. The WLA Vikings lead the Waupun Warriors. We'll be back here from the Gus for the top of the 5th inning.
Spruce up your sleep this spring. Get 60 months special financing on select Tempur-Pedic and Beauty.
Welcome back here to the Gus as we get ready here. 3-1 is the count in the top of the 5th inning. The Waupun Warriors trailing the WLA Vikings 4-0. Conrad Davis on the mound in relief of Evan Sauer. Going to draw the walk is going to be number 10 for Luke Gillespie. Brings up number 13, Ethan Peterson. Can't really hear a lot of the fans. Can't see too much over in the dugout. Don't blame them. Again, Friday night, 42 degrees. I'd rather be sitting at a fish fry right now with a beverage in hand after the long work week, waiting for the snowstorm to come in tomorrow. Bounces in front, then gets past Hunter Camp. Allows the runner to advance on the wild pitch. Squared to bunt, pulls it back in a hurry. Back to 3-1 is the count. Ooh, that one's called a strike. Makes it 3-2. Nobody out. Davis ready to fire for the Warriors. That one's chopped into the ground. Davis going to pick it up. He's going to go to first, get the automatic out. Ruma advances the runner over to third for WLA on the fielder's choice. Still, again, trying to get into the swing of broadcasting some baseball here. I'm going to be really impressed when I see Steve Winterhack. He said we were talking about getting the stuff all scheduled out here coming up for Radio Plus in the end of or middle of April. Let's see if we can get our broadcast schedule situated at the end of April. So I'm going to be super impressed. He comes up here and just rattles this stuff off automatically. But he does it for a living, so I would hope that he'll be able to do it. I'm still struggling. Bunt, suicide. Comes, pitch. Oh! Good play there at the plate, but he ends up getting in. Let's take that look on that one on the instant replay. Nice bunt. Beautiful play there for the WLA Vikings to execute perfectly on the... Guess it would be a suicide squeeze. I guess when you look at it, he was taken off as the pitch was coming, so executed perfectly. Especially for early in the season. Davis tried to make a play on it, as you saw in the replay. Almost had it, but unable to get it down low enough. Camp took the swipe, but couldn't get the out. And WLA pushes another run across here in the top of the fifth. Just taking a look again at some of these numbers here. I want to thank Coach Stanky for giving me access to the game changer. That certainly helps quite a bit here. So far, Davis almost had him leaning, didn't quite get enough on it to get the out. over there at first base. Ethan Cole, 4 innings pitched, thrown 51 pitches, giving up 2 hits, 6 strikeouts, no walks so far in his outing. Evan Sauer went 3 1/3, had 69 pitches. Nice strike there by Conrad Davis. Gave up 3 hits, all 4 runs he's responsible for, but he had also had 5 strikeouts, 5 walks. Hurts a little bit here early in the season. Conrad Davis so far out here. That's going to be popped out of play. Oh, it must have hit him. Did I miss something? Maybe I'll see it quicker here on the instant replay. Nope, I was a little bit too late to hit that button. Ball went flying up in the air, so I thought that it was a pop foul, but I guess not.
Second baseman Jacob Tyson, over on deck.
Runners now at first and second. I'll have to go back and check on the scorebook here what they have in Game Changer. Why I missed that. It was just a straight up walk. Catcher interference. So the glove got in the way and it hit the bat and the runner is able to advance. Or the batter advances over to first base. In at first with the lefty. 2-1 is the count now for Davis. I don't know how you would have known it was catcher interference watching at home either. Just can't really see. The umpire's got the angle here blocked at the plate. Hit hard up the middle. There's going to be at least 1 run, maybe. Nope, they're going to hold him. Good play there. It was hit too hard. Nice job there by this center fielder for the Waupun Warriors, Mason Holtz, to get a hold of that one and fire it in quickly.
Second hit of the game, holds the bases, brings up right fielder Caden Holbright. Schumacher out there.
Base hit for for Tyson. Advances the runners. Bases loaded here for Conrad Davis. Only 1 out. Warriors trailing 5-0 to the WLA Vikings. Knocked down there by Camp as it was in the dirt. I didn't even look. Did they just do a straight swap with Sauer and Davis? No. Sauer went to short. Got it. Okay. We'll reset that defense here shortly. Davis fires. So when Conrad Davis came in, Evan Sauer went over to short. Brian White goes to second. And Brian Ferris went out to left field. Brady White, I take that back. Sorry about that, Brady. And he's going to end up walking in a run.
Holbright picks up an RBI and a walk, brings up shortstop Noah Schumacher. Top the order, Mookie out there.
Schumacher, who drilled that double the last inning. It's coming up to bat now for WLA. Coach Stanky heading out to the mound, having a conversation with Conrad Davis. And I think that going to see a new arm coming in here maybe. Going to bring in Jake Krieger. New first baseman, it looks like. That might be number 10. Braden Larson. Unless he's just over there warming up the second baseman, which I don't think would be the case. We'll be back here as we get ready to set the defense here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 6-0, the Waupun Warriors trailing the WLA Vikings. Here from the Gus in Waupun. Yes, you are watching high school baseball here on April Fool's Day.
Looking for royalty-free music? Discover Epidemic Sound. Get the safest music subscription for content creators. With more than 35,000 tracks and 90,000 sound effects. Start your 30-day free trial today.
Porque 3 es mejor que 1. Vive momentos inolvidables en Disney Plus.
I hope you're ready for a year full of surprises.
Back here to the Gus. Jake Krieger ready to fire. First pitch drilled over. Nice job there, stopping it. Very first time coming in. Steps on the base, gets the out, but a run comes across. A nice play there by Braden Larson to stop that hard hit ball over to first base. Got to get used to seeing if I can hit that instant replay. Hit it a little too late. Sorry about that. The runner comes across for WLA. Schumacher drilled that one. Good pitch there by Jake Krieger. First time I think I've seen Jake Krieger play. Freshman. 0-2 is the count with 2 outs for Krieger. Breaking ball broke a little bit too much. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball. Falling off the mound just a little bit. Loses a little bit of that momentum on that breaking ball. Brings the count to 2-2. Deuces are wild up there on the board. 2-2 with 2 outs. Warriors trailing 7-0 here in the top of the 5th inning. Nice pitch there by Krieger to get the out and end the inning for the Waupun Warriors. The Warriors trailing, though, 7-0 to the WLA Vikings here at the Gus in Waupun. We'll be back here shortly for the bottom of the 5th inning.
With YouTube Premium, you can watch as many videos as you want without pausing for ads. Get into what you're into with ad-free videos. Try it on us.
Good hard hit. Good job there by the left fielder to dive into. Must be a little bit wet.
Oh, it's wet.
His knees are a little soppy. Could see that from here. See if I got it again on that. Just a little bit late. Oh, maybe got it. Can't see quite out there as much as I'd like to.
The new hitter for Waupun, the second baseman, Landon Richter. Can't find that.
Back here to live action from the Gus. It's good hard contact. Cole trying to go the distance here. He should be able to if I was looking at the pitch count correctly. We were just having a conversation about how that sacrifice gets scored in the scorebook, or that suicide squeeze. Both of us thinking that it should have been a sacrifice and don't punish the at bat because it was a perfect execution, but instead it went down as a fielder's choice. Although it was executed perfectly by number 27, Jack Karst from the last inning. Two-one is the count now. Ethan Cole trying to go the distance here for the Vikings. That's hit off the plate. Pops over to the second baseman, trying to get down the line in a hurry. Good play there again by Tyson. To get the out, making it 2 outs here in this top or bottom of the fifth inning. Wow. Really got to get the focus here. Good cut up there for the Warriors. Number 4, Hunter Camp. Couldn't figure out before why you guys were listening to ads off my YouTube channel when I know I have a YouTube Premium, and then I figured out that I've got a couple of different streams. And I didn't have the right one logged in, so sorry about having to listen to some of those radio ads. Nice play there by the third baseman. Bobbles, picks it up, fires. Good play again by the first baseman. Ooh. I was going to say he stepped off the base, was pulled off of the base, calls him safe. Interesting call. Huh. Overruled? Well, it's the right call. I just looked at the instant replay. You saw the instant replay. Must have been overruled by the home plate umpire. Or is it getting a courtesy? Oh, I guess not. So I guess it's a courtesy. Well, you saw on the instant replay what I saw. I thought it was actually a good play over there by first to keep the foot on. But maybe, again, the angle that we're looking at it here from the camera versus right down on the plate, he may have, with the white shoes that he had, as well as on the white base, so he may have pulled it just enough that the umpire was able to see between there to make the play. And we'll give the props to the umpire to give him the benefit of the doubt out there. So he saw it that way, made the call. Right on the outside edge. To Ethan Cunningham. Takes a flail swing at that one. Right fielder for the Waupun Warriors. Hits that one hard up to the middle, but a play by the shortstop, steps on. Oops. Just goes back. They're not sure if he got it the first time, so he goes back and steps on it and gets the play to make sure to get the out to end the inning. Here after 5 complete, the Waupun Warriors trail 7-0 to the WLA Vikings. One error in that inning for WLA. Jake Krieger coming back out on the mound for the Waupun Warriors. We'll be back here shortly for the call here in the top of the 6th. Welcome back here to Gus. Hit hard there by Ethan Cole. Drilled it over the left fielder's head. Tries to turn, gets to double. Goes underneath the glove of the shortstop for the Warriors. And a double for Ethan Cole. Good hard hit off of Jake Krieger. Over the head there over at the left fielder for the Waupun Warriors. And ends up getting into second with the double. Brings up the number 3 hitter for Winnebago Lutheran Academy, the Vikings. Luke Gillespie. Hit hard up the middle. Chance for the runner to turn, decides to hold at 3. Good cutoff there coming across by the first baseman.
Second hit puts runners on the corners, brings up first baseman Ethan Peterson.
Runners at first and third now for WLA with a 7-0 lead. Brings up number 13, Ethan Peterson. Hit hard over right at Mason Holes. He's able to pick that off, trying to get it to home. Cut by, again, the first baseman. Good job there. Scoring on the sacrifice.
Sack fly for Peterson brings in a run. Brings up catcher Jack Karst. Blair on deck.
Scores their 8th run on that sack. Hit hard. Krieger, just a freshman out there. Throws with pretty good velocity for a freshman. The problem is it's pretty straight right now, so you don't have a lot of dancing movement on that ball. That'll come with a little bit more experience. Good change of pace there. Pulled the string on that changeup. Brings it to 1-1 with 1 out. Krieger steps off, holds the runner over at first. That one way outside, gets off the tip of Hunter Camp, the catcher.
Runner advances on a wild pitch.
Moves the runner over to second. Number 27, Jack Karst up to bat. Have him down for 1 at bat. Scored 1 run, 1 RBI, 2 walks. Flipping back and forth, game changer. Trying to remember what I've got out there for resources. Good pitch there by Krieger. To get the out. Strikeout.
Goes down swinging for the second out. Brings up left fielder Sam Blair. Tyson on deck.
So number 8, Sam Lair. Lair 2 at bats. Scored a run. 2 strikeouts so far. Good pitch there, right down the middle. Strike. 0-1 is the count. Nice strike 2. Krieger, again, pretty good velocity for a freshman. Just has to get a little bit of wiggle movement on that ball so it's not coming straight for people to be able to tee off on it. Again, that'll come with some experience up there, having a chance to throw more. Fouled off by Lair. Still 0-2 is the count with 2 outs. April 1st, high school baseball before the pros. Ooh, that looks like a nice breaking ball. Just came a little bit inside. Makes the count 1-2. When is official opening day? Any idea? That's what I thought my wife said. I thought she said something like that. Next week was opening day. If you know that out there, go ahead and put it out on the YouTube chat. I haven't talked about that at all. We did a lot of that during the basketball season, during the hockey season, especially during the senior class tournament. YouTube chat is that function that's out there. So if you have some comments that you want to post out there, players can go back and watch these games. And it's pretty boring with the camera views that I've got set up with only the one camera today. But at least you get a chance to see the Warriors play some baseball and the WLA Vikings. Thursday, April 7th is the first game for the Milwaukee Brewers. I keep forgetting that I got that technology right in front of me, too. I should have looked at it on my computer. I do that a lot. My kids tell me that, too. Full count, 2 outs. Runner over at second. I asked a question, and they said, why didn't you just Google it yourself? I don't know. Wasn't thinking that way. Here's the pitch. Right on the outside edge for the strikeout to get out of the inning for the Waupun Warriors. Jake Krieger. Another strikeout there for Krieger. Have that down, I think, as his, see if they updated it already, if that's his 3rd strikeout. Second strikeout for Krieger. He's only given up 1 run, gave up 2 hits so far in his 19 or 22 pitches now it is updated. It was 3 strikeouts. And WLA is bringing in a new pitcher here in the bottom of the 6th. Thought they would let Cole go. He only had 63 pitches. Yep, I agree with you. Early in the year, so they're going to bring out number 38 is going to come out and pitch. We'll be back here shortly with all of the changes for WLA. Welcome back here to the Gus. See if I can pick up who the pitcher is. Number 38, Volbright, is the new pitcher for WLA. Up to bat now. Number 10, Braden Larson for the Warriors. Larson just a sophomore. 2-1 is the count to Larson. Warriors here in the bottom of the sixth haven't had a chance. They had one runner over at third base. That was their only chance they had to push and run across, and are unable to execute with one out only. Larson here, 2-2 from the new pitcher, Volbright. Takes a swing, fouled it off, and caught by the catcher for the out. Top of the order, number 5, Bryant Ferris. Mason Holtz will be on deck, at least I would assume. Two and one is the count with one out. One and two. Whoa, didn't have the sunglasses over there at first base. The sun was at that angle right now, especially. Lobbed right into the sun, but ends up getting the out. One and one. Two outs. Here's the pitch to Mason Holtz. That's going to be outside. 2-1. Holtz had the single. Strike two. Deuces are wild up here. Two. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Single and a strikeout so far for Mason Holtz in this game. Little changeup hung up there in the air. Here's the pitch. Hit hard towards the second baseman. Holtz with good speed. Dug out by the first baseman over there. New first baseman, it looks like, for WLA. Gets the out. No runs, no hits. And no errors. Nobody left on. 8-0 is the score here after 6 innings. WLA coming up to bat here in the top of the 7th. You're listening to Jeff Sauer here on Jeff's live stream. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast here from the Gus in Waupun. High school baseball action. It's Waupun Warriors and the WLA Vikings. Welcome back here to the Gus, top of the 7th. Krieger back out on the mound for the Waupun Warriors. Ahead, 0-2 here in the count.
Tyson goes down looking for the first out.
Tyson goes down looking for the strikeout. Getting the first out is Jake Krieger here in the top of the 7th. With the score 8-0 for the Waupun Warriors. Feeling now for Scotty. He's got to try and come up with all of these players. Did they give you all of the names?
Yeah.
Oh, they're...
Picture of their lineups.
Okay.
This is Jaeger, Grunwald, and Josh Pino on deck.
Grunwald now up to bat for WLA, and Pino on deck. Oh, did he change his mind?
Well, this guy's hitting for the pitcher, so I'm assuming the pitcher's going to re-enter. Oh, never mind.
Do they have a re-entry rule?
Oh, never mind. Maybe he can't.
Yeah, I don't think they have re-entry, do they? They could, but I don't think they do.
Change your mind. The pitcher's going to hit for himself. Kate Fulbright.
Here's the pitch, just a little bit inside. Strike one. 1-1 is the count with one out here. I would say I've been impressed with Jake Krieger out here firing. I think he's looking pretty good as a freshman.
On strikes at least.
Coach Stanky, I guess, was talking a little bit earlier that it's going to be a little bit of a struggle trying to find the pitching this year. Nice job there by the shortstop, fielding it, stopping the body, and a good scoop up there by Larson, pulling it out of the, what would be the dirt.
Grounds to short for the second out. Now we will have number 32, Jaeger, Grunwald.
So Grunwald coming up to bat now, subbing in, as Volbright had to hit for himself, I think, because there's not a re-entry rule. So he had to stay out there to hit so that he could stay on the mound and finish this game out. Waiting for the official to get everything documented. Krieger ready to fire. Right down the middle for a strike. 0-1 is the count. 2 outs here so far in the top of the 7th inning. Ready to deliver another one. Good velocity. Grunwald behind on that one. 0-2. WLA doing everything they can to get some more players into the game. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball just on the outside. Caught the arm of Camp. Good block there to keep it in front. Here's the delivery. Krieger. Hard hit over to Evan Sauer. He's going to feel it. Fire it over to first. Get the out for 3 up, 3 down for the WLA Vikings. As Waupun Warriors have some good defense there. Good pitching of Jake Krieger there to throw strikes and trust his defense out there. 34 pitches so far for Jake Krieger, coming out in relief of Conrad Davis. The Waupun Warriors trail the WLA Vikings 8-0 here after 6.5. We'll be back here for the bottom of the 7th. Hope our Warriors can get things rolling and put a couple of runs up on the board. To see if I had too many files that I still had saved out there, so give me a chance to take a look at what I got here for videos to see if I can dump some of them. See if that'll make a difference, so I'm not going to lose any more. Learning more and more about my software program, so it suddenly changed it so you're not dropping frames anymore. Checking to see if I was unplugged also. Nope, so we're good. We should make it through the rest of the game here, hopefully with no technical difficulties, but no promises. Two-0 is the count here to Sauer. Outside. Second inning of action here for Volbright on the mound for WLA. Sauer's going to draw the walk. Warriors going to get a runner on base with nobody out. See if they can erase that 0 up there. And I mentioned it before that starting pitcher was Ethan Cole. He went 5 innings through 63 pitches. 6.67 on the strike percentage, so 2 out of 3 pitches were strikes. Only gave up 2 hits, had 6 strikeouts, no walks, no runs. Caden Volbright in now. That's outside. 2-0 is the count. To Jake Krieger. Coach is going to come out and have a conversation. See if we can get Volbright to slow down and just throw strikes. He's telling him it's starting to get chilly out here. Let's get going here so we can hit the road. Don't give up any easy runners. Done with the meeting at the mound. We'll see what happens here. Jake Krieger back up at the plate. 2-0 is the count. Evan Sauer, the runner over at first. Right on the outside edge this time. Has him bring it in a little bit to get that strike. 2-1 is the count. Hit right off the end over to the second baseman. He's going to flip to short, get the out over at 2. So he was able to hold the foot on there, turn the double play because it wasn't flipped quite hard enough there by the second baseman. One out here now for the Waupun Warriors. Brings up number 23, Dane Stelsel. One of 2 seniors on the roster for Coach Derek Stanky. Right down the middle. One out here in the 7th. Warriors trailing 8-0. Good change-up pitch there. Stelsel looked at that and was able to hold back on the swing. 1-1 is the count. Little change of pace there again with a breaking ball. 1-2 to Dane Stelsel. 1 down. Warriors only with 2 hits in the game. It's a little bit inside. Gave up 8 hits, but it was the walks that really hurt. Good execution also. That's right off of the glove of the pitcher. Bobbled by the second baseman. Gets it over to short to get the out on Krieger. Fielder's choice out over at second base. And Warriors are down to their final out here to see if they can push a run across. Landon Richter at the plate. Then Richter wearing number 1, also a freshman. Look, takes that first pitch, gets the ball. Second one, outside. I would have assumed that the first baseman would have had sunglasses. The catcher may have snapped throw there because he turned to look at it, but I think it was a smart choice. With no glasses over there at first, you don't want your first baseman to get drilled in the head. Richter with a cut. 2-1 is the count. Sure feels good to get back to some baseball action here, so I'm glad I had an opportunity to get here in time to bring this broadcast. And that's going to be strike 2. The deuces are wild up on the board. No, we're sitting here complaining about that it's cold, but I can tell you in August we're going to sit here and complaining it's too dang hot. So that's the baseball life. Full count now. They're all sudden Stelsel on the move, so potential here to get a runner in scoring position. Oh, looking at it instead of protecting the plate, ends up going down looking. And that's going to do it for the third out here as the Waupun Warriors are going to fall here on April 1st to the WLA Vikings 8-0. 8 runs on 8 hits, 1 error. Waupun Warriors are going to score no runs on 2 hits and 1 error. And that's going to do it. 3 runners stranded for the Waupun Warriors as they fall for their second loss of the season to the WLA Vikings. You've been listening to Jeff Sauer here on Jeff's live stream. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast. Thanks again for following along. Hopefully we'll get into the swing of things as the rest of the season moves along. Next game here is home on Monday. Unfortunately, I cannot bring you that broadcast. I will not be here. But we should see you. I believe there's another game then on Tuesday and Thursday. And I'll see if I'll be here for that Tuesday game. I'm hoping I have that opportunity. Thanks again for listening. I appreciate it. Take care. God bless. I can't wait to see you at the Ball Diamond.